If growing your career is a goal of yours in 2025 and you want to learn the tips that the most successful career professionals are doing to grow their careers, then you need to watch this video. Drawing from my extensive experience building professional networks, especially through LinkedIn, as well as my career in talent management, HR, culture, and operations, I have a unique perspective on career growth and especially networking on LinkedIn. And I often get asked the question, what is the best way to network on LinkedIn? So I decided to create this video to help you out. Make sure that you stick around right until the end because I have some bonus tips to share on cringy and ineffective networking tactics that you absolutely need to avoid when networking on LinkedIn. Are you ready? Let's get straight to it. Let's start off by getting clear on the fact that networking is a critical part of your career growth. Whether you are an early stage career professional, middle stage, or you're looking to get to that C-suite and executive level. I love the way Mel Robbins puts it when she says, your network determines your net worth, and your relationships determine your results. Aside from the fact that you absolutely have to be networking to grow your career, you need to be networking on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is by far the largest professional networking platform out there, whether you are networking business to business or connecting with professionals and peers. Here's 3 reasons why you need to be networking on LinkedIn today. The first thing I like to think about is you could be one connection away from your next big opportunity. Simply put, the more people you know, the more doors will open for you. Of course, you don't want a bunch of random connections that don't take you anywhere for the sake of building your network. You want to be intentional about who you connect with and start to build out your network with a purpose. The second reason you need to be networking on LinkedIn is to build your personal brand. If you know anything about me or you've watched any of my videos, you know how much I emphasize building your personal brand. It's not a luxury, but a necessity in today's day and age, and especially for a career professional who is looking to grow. More and more recruiters, hiring managers, and even executives of your dream companies are looking at your online presence as a way to determine whether or not you would be a good fit for their company and to determine the kind of professional that you are. For example, maybe you applied to be on the board of a nonprofit. Other board members will be looking at your online presence to see what kind of person you are. You have an opportunity to control that narrative. The third reason you have to be networking on LinkedIn is because of industry insights and knowledge share. LinkedIn provides you with real-time access to trends, changes, and shifts that are happening in your industry, and you have an amazing opportunity to be a part of that conversation. By actively networking, you can make sure that you are ahead of the game with any new changes and developments in your industry. You can contribute meaningfully to conversations and dialogues around those industry changes, and you can add value, further increasing your expertise and your thought leadership in your industry. Okay, Cindy, I'm convinced I need to be networking on LinkedIn. These are my 5 best LinkedIn networking tips to boost your career growth this year. First, spend a minimum of 1 hour every week engaging with your current connections. So many of us are trying to grow our network and our reach, and we spend very little time nurturing and engaging with our current connections. Keith Ferrazzi, the author of Never Eat Alone, says, the currency of real networking is not greed, but generosity. Networking should be about giving, about being generous, about nurturing the relationships that you already have. The more you nurture, the more they will grow. From the time that I just got out of college, started as a career professional, to now where I'm running my own business, I have made it a habit to spend at least 1 hour every single week touching base with my current connections. Be it somebody I met a year ago or even a college professor. There is so much value in nurturing relationships. Be that person that checks in on people, that celebrates wins with them, that messages them on their birthday, or even sends a random text on a random day to say, I thought about you, I hope you're doing well. On LinkedIn, you can catch up with your connections by commenting on their recent posts, making it a goal to connect with 2 to 3 people every week just to say hello. Not only does this position you as a giver rather than a taker, you also stay top of mind for your networks, and that is how you open doors for yourself. My second tip for networking networking on LinkedIn is to post your own unique content. You may be thinking, Cindy, how is this networking? Well, the more that you share your expertise, your opinions, your thoughts around certain topics that you are an expert in or is related to your industry, you are staying top of mind for your existing LinkedIn connection. Out of sight, out of mind. You want to show up as many times as possible to your existing networks, because if you're out of sight, you're out of mind. Share career updates. Tell people about what's going on in your world. Watch this video next where I share all things about LinkedIn content creation. Posting your own unique content allows you to have conversations and network around industry insights, topics, trending things that people are talking about in your space. Not only does it expose you to these topics, but you also get more eyeballs on your profile, and that can further expand your network. My third LinkedIn networking tip is to schedule 1 to 2 virtual coffees per month. I love a virtual coffee. This is a great opportunity to connect with somebody that you haven't met in person or somebody that you met online, potentially through LinkedIn. As you're starting to expand your network, I want you to get uncomfortable and yes, invite somebody for a virtual coffee. This virtual coffee gives you an opportunity to not just chat back and forth through message, but to meet that person virtually. My biggest tips here is to ask questions and to listen more than you speak. Give the other person an opportunity to tell you more about themselves, what they're excited about, what is happening in their career, and ways that you can help. This one tip of adding more value than you ask has been the biggest game changer in my networking period. Who should you be scheduling virtual coffees with? As I mentioned, new people that you've connected with on LinkedIn. Maybe you have a goal of working at a certain company and you start to connect with people in that specific company. Maybe you ask certain recruiters or hiring managers in your space out for a virtual coffee to further build that network and to make sure that you are top of mind when new career opportunities open. My fourth tip is to proactively connect with people outside your current network. So here you are proactively going out, looking on LinkedIn, and starting to branch out in your connections. You can start by doing 10 new connections every week to step out of your comfort zone and proactively network. Maybe you see somebody post something on LinkedIn that you resonate with. Connect with them. Send them a note that you resonated with their post and they'll accept it. You can even take it to that next step and invite them for a virtual coffee. The more proactive you are in your networking and being intentional about doing it, again, the more doors are going to open for you. And my fifth tip is, every time you meet somebody new in person, go and connect with them on LinkedIn. This is one of the ways I've easily grown my connections. I met somebody at an event or conference. I went and I searched for them on LinkedIn. I sent that connection note, hey, it was great connecting with you at XYZ conference. We then connected and even scheduled a virtual coffee afterwards. This is a really simple way to stay connected with the people that you are meeting in person, thus furthering your LinkedIn connections and your career growth. When going to events, do you also connect with people on LinkedIn afterwards? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to know. All right, now let's go into the 5 networking tips you absolutely need to avoid if you want to be successful with your LinkedIn networking this year. The first thing is leading with value rather than asking first. Listen, ladies and gents, if you are the person that is always asking, and never the one to give value or even just to check in on somebody, you are not a good person to have in someone's network. I cannot emphasize this enough. In order to be a master networker, you need to know this foundational principle, which is you have to lead with value, ask more questions, listen more than you speak, and don't be the first one to ask for something. Focus on creating meaningful, genuine connections where you are curious about people. Trust me, these pay off in the long run. The second thing you want to avoid is the spray and pray approach. Yes, we want to build and expand our networks, but we want to do it intentionally. If you have 1,000 random people on LinkedIn or in your network, what purpose does that serve for you? The more intentional you are with your networking, the more your relationships will contribute to your career growth. The third thing to avoid at all costs is following these tips for 1 month and then quitting. Networking is all about playing the long game, and consistency is key. I love what Ivan Misner, the founder of BNI, says. Take the farming method when it comes to your relationships. Tend to them, nurture them, be intentional about the seeds that you sow. because in the long run, you'll reap an amazing harvest. And that is it. Those are your LinkedIn networking tips for career growth this year. I want you to take one extra step and connect with me on LinkedIn. Let me know that you found me through this video, and let's start to build those meaningful relationships. If you love this video, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Watch this video next, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.